Hey guys, this is Tauna. Today we're going to be recording my Black Panther Wakandan King deck. So this is a $100 budget minus the cost of the secret lair, whether you're going to be purchasing that secret lair or whether you're going to be proxying it. I don't care, do whatever you like. But I wanted to make sure that, that wasn't included because some of the cards in that are absolutely going to spike up really, really hard. So whether you manage to get a copy of it or whether you're, proxying it, you can build the rest of the deck for this $100 US. So I'm going to go through the deck, kind of go through the different cards I chose, everything like that. The Black Panther deck is really interesting. So I've built it around a couple different things, mostly around animating our lands. So essentially, the way he works is when him or another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 on target land you control. Then you can pay 3 to move all +1s from target land you control onto a creature. If one or more +1s are moved this way, you get to gain life, and you gain that much life. So if you say move 3, then you gain 3 life and you draw a card. So this is kind of built around him. Essentially, like the flavor of this is, if you guys don't know much about Marvel or anything, in Wakanda they have a special mineral / like metal called vibranium, and that vibranium forms a huge part of their society and is incredibly strong, incredibly important to them. It's essentially like they view it as kind of gifted to them by their god and stuff, gods. And there's like, a huge amount of stuff around their kind of culture around this whole kind of vibranium and stuff. So this is him going out and getting that vibranium and essentially like equipping up your creatures with cool vibranium armor. So as I said, the deck I built around was +1s. We got land animation because I figure what the better way to be able to make the land, like we're putting the +1s onto the lands, why not just animate those lands and throw them at people and have it kind of themed around Black Panther having the land itself fight against his opponents. Now, one thing that I wanted to get into before we get into it is this here. I actually have uploaded these early. I upload them and then I set them as members first. So if you guys want to be able to get access to these early and stuff, you can become a YouTube member. It's pretty simple. Just go over to my channel, click YouTube member there. You can get, various different perks, get early access to these. There's various different levels. You need to be the Esper level or above, I believe it is, to be able to get into these. And yeah, it's a great way to be able to support the channel and everything. This is my full-time job alongside being a full-time dad and carer for my kids. Carer as in because, my son has ASD and ADHD, so I look after him. So yeah, if you could support the channel, that would be amazing. So having a look at the Black Panther deck, as I said, +1s, and we've got a whole bunch of stuff in here around creating creatures and stuff. So we've got like, just classic mana rocks. We've got Panharmonicon because that's going to double each time a creature comes in. The Scepter of Celebration here, creating additional creatures each time it deals combat damage to a player. So we're going to be able to equip this onto our Black Panther. It's going to give him +2 and trample, and then whenever he deals combat damage, create some citizens, and then those citizens will proc this +1s onto a land. We've got the Battle of Zendikar just for ramp there, as well as the fact that on the other side is a land. So you can technically chuck up the +1s onto this. Our creatures here are built around like proliferate, +1s and stuff. So I've got like a Cathedral Acolyte, really nice. Each creature with a counter has ward 1, and then you can tap it, put a +1 onto a target creature that entered the battlefield. Is this only from Fallout? Right, that's only from Fallout. That's a very interesting card. We've got each time a non-token creature enters, proliferate with this metastatic Evangel. Reluctant Role Model. Each time a creature dies, if it's had counters on it, you can put the counters onto a different creature. Champion of Lomholt, making it so we can't be blocked. Absan, giving us flying. Evolution Sage, just to proliferate. So a bunch of proliferate stuff in here. Pure Strain Gene Stealer to be able to ramp up. Scoot Swarm, create some more +1s each time we create lands. A lot of land and +1 stuff kind of synergize well together. Arasta to create more creatures, right? So just create more and more creatures. Shell-Eye is really nice in here as well, giving it so that our creatures have hexproof, because one of the issues that we can run into here is our lands are creatures. That means people can remove our lands with removal that's usually only able to go onto creatures. A Shire turns all of our creatures into lands, and now you can just put your +1s directly onto whatever you like. Ambush Commander makes it so that your your forests are now elves. Sagada giving us more hexproof too, and then Magia here. Whenever a land enters, create some 1/1 human warriors. Thunderhoof Baloth giving +2 and trample to all of our creatures as long as we control our commander. So our enchantments, more +1 stuff. Funny thing is that our lands are going to be non-token creatures, right? Because they're not tokens, they're just lands that are alive. So giving them vigilance is really nice because you can attack with them and then tap them down. Resourceful defense. Whenever a permanent you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on a different target to permanent. So if someone does someone does wipe our lands, boom, now we can just put all those +1s onto a creature if we wanted to. Or we can pay this to move them. Most likely you don't want to do that, but you can if you want. Or you can move them around from a creature, I guess, works as well. Terror Eternal, giving our lands indestructible, very important because otherwise our lands can just die. Life and Limb, turning all our lands into saprolings and all saprolings into lands. We don't have any saprolings, but whatever. Animate creatures, Bast, put more +1s, create more tokens, more +1s, etc., etc. It's mostly just around +1s and tokens. Sagard is really cool though, because it's going to turn any creatures that have a +1 on them into 4/4 flying angels. So that means our lands, right? If they only have one +1 on it, usually it would be like, a 2/2 or something. Say, for example, with the Living Lands, it's a 2/2. However, this turns them all into base toughness and power 4/4, and that's just going to make it ramp up so much. That's like we're going to win. It's a big finisher. Our instants are mostly kind of removal, more +1 protection and stuff. Aura Mutation is really great in here because we can destroy a really big enchantment and then create a whole bunch of saplings that give us a whole bunch of +1s. March of Multitudes, Convoke plus more creatures to be able to get more +1s out. Natural Affinity, turn all our lands into creatures. Kamal, same. All our lands into creatures. This one actually gives them Vigilance, Indestructible, Haste. That's really good. They only are 1/1s, but that's mostly fine. Our lands, I put a lot of creature lands in here. So like Blink Moth Nexus, the Wakandan Skyscraper is from the Secret Lair there. Pay for, proliferate. Great. Nesting Grounds, move a counter. We don't really need that too much, but it's another way to be able to move at least one if we wanted to. Mistress Factory animates, Restless Prairie animates. We've got like Stirring Wildwood to animate as well. The Treetop Village here to animate. The nice one about this one is that you can animate it even if it is tapped. Actually, most of them you can, I think. Yeah, most of them you can, which is nice. We've got Planeswalkers. We've got the Nissa who shakes the world. She's going to animate our lands too, which is good. And then mostly our sorceries are either ramp, so like the Cultivate here. The Hunting Wilds actually is really great because one, it's a tutor up 2 lands, put them onto the battlefield tapped, but then also you can pay additional 3 and a green to animate all our lands and give them all haste and everything, which is really cool. We got untap all our lands as well. Untap all the forests put into play this way. So the ones that we put into lands here, into play here. No, it's not animate all. It's just animate the 2 that we put in, and then we can throw them at people. And yeah, pretty good. And then we've got a couple board wipes here. Vanquishing the Horde I really like in here. I have never seen this board wipe before. So it's going to cost 1 less for each creature on the battlefield, and it's destroy all creatures. So we can destroy all creatures, then we can go and animate all our lands, or we can, use Heroic Intervention so our stuff doesn't get board wiped, and then throw everything at people. It's really cool. So as I said, this is a pretty simple deck. Like, I don't think there's too much to kind of go in depth into. One of the best things that I love is Growing Rights of Itlimoc, because once we flip this over, right, it's going to tap add green for each creature we control. We're going to control a lot of creatures once we animate our lands, right? Because now all our creatures are creatures, and then all our lands are creatures, and then we've got creature tokens and stuff too. So this could tap for like, 15 16, whatever, and then you can just dump your hand out. Obviously, that's not going to help you play all this stuff that's got white in it as well, but at least, you know, you're going to be able to animate, you're going to be able to play a bunch of stuff in here. So I'd love to hear from you guys as to what you think. The other thing is that you also have a lot of card draw because of your commander, right? You can, because you're going to have a bunch of lands out and stuff, you can pay 3, tap it, put out more, like get more card draw and stuff from that too. So I hope you guys had a wonderful day. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the video around and everything. Catch you later.